Alright, so we got a good stream today. We're going to be looking at the case file of Nate Diaz's lawsuit against Fanmio for non-payment for that boxing match with Jorge Masvidal. And then Jorge Masvidal already got awarded a settlement or a judgment. We're going to be looking at. So we'll read this. The case file. We got Andrew Tate's boxing match official for December against Chase DeMoor for non-payment. I mean, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for an Andrew Tate boxing match. This could set up Tate versus Darren Till. Already got awarded. Rumored that Darren Till is going to be fighting on this card, so you know they both win. Set something up. Early 2026 for December against Chase DeMoor. I think there's an article from the Mirror that broke it, so let me pull that up. This could set up Tate versus Darren Till. Already got awarded. Rumored that Darren Till is going to be fighting on this card, so you know they both win. Set something up. Early 2026 for December against Chase DeMoor. I think there's an article from the Mirror that broke it, so let me pull that up. This could set up Tate versus Mirror fighting. Rumored that Darren Till is going to be fighting on this card, so you know. So they broke the news. Set something up. Early 2026 for December against Chase DeMoor. Tate is set to take on Chase DeMoor in his boxing debut this Christmas. Tate was a world champion in kickboxing before emerging as one of the most controversial. So they broke the news. My bad if that shit was echoing. As one of the most controversial influencers on social media, and Mirror Fighting understands he will take on actor turned boxer Chase DeMoor in Dubai on December 20th as the headline act of Misfits 23. DeMoor holds the Misfits heavyweight title and has already fought 5 times this year, most recently drawing against Efrain Carranza Gonzalez last month. It's understood the the final Misfits card of the year will also feature Darren Till, who has long been linked with his own fight against Tate. There we go. Tate was a 4-time world kickboxing champion, winning his last title 12 years ago. He retired with a record of 76-9, winning 32 of his fights by knockout before retiring following his final fight in 2020. DeMoor has won 8 of his 14 boxing fights and is unbeaten in 2 years. His clash with Tate is set to take place at the Coca-Cola Arena, which also hosted Floyd Mayweather's exhibition with Deji in 2022. Misfits is the brainchild of social media star KSI and former music producer Mams Taylor, who works alongside boxing promoter Callie Sauerland. It was reported in August that Tate would make his boxing debut on Misfits before the end of the year, but no official announcement has yet been made. Taylor earlier took to social media to say, "Keep December 20th free, whatever you do." The fight before Christmas, Tate and Till traded insults on social media following the latter's second round demolition of fellow UFC star Luke Rockhold 2 months ago. Till has also called out former boxing world champion Carl Froch, who teased a return to the ring last week when he posted a picture of himself back in the gym alongside longtime coach Rob McCracken. Pro boxer David Lopez has also revealed he will feature on the card, having signed with Misfits ahead of his 8th fight in the paid ranks. We don't care. Tate's 38 years old. Let's go. 38-year-old Tate versus actor turned boxer Chase DeMoor. Chase DeMoor, also the guy who got into it with Nate Diaz last year for throwing a bottle and shit like that at a Misfits event. Nate threw a bottle at him because Chase DeMoor was talking shit behind him. So that's the breaking news on the Andrew Tate boxing match. People are saying he's going to destroy this dude. I think he probably will. I think he probably will. So let's get into this Masvidal settlement. This is pretty much the gist of it. I mean, I got it broken down on here anyway. Let me see something. Okay, so Masvidal been awarded a $5 million judgment after suing Fanmio for non-payment for his boxing match with Nate Diaz in 2024. Masvidal was awarded the $5,315,000 or $315,268.64 settlement plus cost of the judgment. Plus post-judgment interest on Wednesday. He was initially promised a $6 million purse with an increase to $7 million if he won. Masvidal claims he only received $1 million in addition to a $150,000 advance after losing a decision to Diaz. In a separate lawsuit, Diaz claims Fanmio president Solomon Angle allegedly promised him $10 million to fight Masvidal. The lawsuit alleges Fanmio agreed to pay Diaz $1 million up front and the additional $9 million will be paid after the fight. An arbitrator overseeing that case has awarded Diaz a $6 million judgment plus an additional $500K penalty against Angle, who was found personally liable along with attorney fees and interest. Diaz is currently awaiting on a judge to get final approval on his arbitration award. And so here's Diaz's complaint. This is what Diaz is getting a judgment for. Let me read it to you. This case involves outright fraud committed by defendants Fanmio and its president and owner Solomon Angle upon famed mixed martial artist and boxer Nate Diaz. Fanmio describes itself as an entertainment company that provides online access to entertainment events, films, and celebrity experiences. In 2023, Fanmio and Angle approached Diaz and his representatives about Fanmio promoting a boxing match between Diaz and retired MMA fighter Jorge Masvidal. Diaz and his representatives were skeptical that Fanmio and Angle had the financial resources to fund the payments, but they were assured repeatedly that Fanmio and Angle had the financial resources to pay Diaz, and that any payments owed to Diaz for participating in the boxing event will be fully guaranteed. Angle and Fanmio repeatedly promised and contractually guaranteed in writing they would pay the sum of $10 million to Diaz for helping to promote the fight and boxing Masvidal, with $1 million paid up front and $9 million paid after the event. Diaz participated in an unprecedented amount of media promotion for the fight for both him and the industry, including 6 press conferences, 4 times the amount of social media posts he has ever done for any previous fight, agreed upon media availability, podcast interviews, and granting permission to Fanmio to utilize his YouTube channel to be a distribution platform for fight-related promotional content. In the week leading up to the event, Diaz did everything requested of him to promote the success of the event, including doing podcast interviews, participating in press conferences, and posting on social media. Diaz did everything and more to attempt to make the fight a success. The value of Diaz's services for marketing and participating in the event well exceeds $20 million. The boxing event between Diaz and Masvidal took place on July 6, 2024 at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. From all appearances, the event was a smashing success. The entire 18,000 plus seat Honda Center sold out, and the fight between Masvidal and Diaz was action-packed, going the entire 10-round distance, with Diaz ultimately prevailing in a majority decision over Masvidal. The event was widely praised by both the media and the public. Yet remarkably, Fanmio and Angle are now reneging on their written and oral promises and guarantees to pay $9 million owing to Diaz because they claim they are going to lose money on the event. In a flurry of desperate calls to Diaz's representatives following the event, Angle despondently groveled that he was going to lose more money than he had anticipated on the event if he paid Diaz what he had promised, and that his wife might divorce him because of the financial losses. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. And Diaz doesn't give a fuck, bro. Angle went so far as to threaten he might have to declare bankruptcy to avoid paying Diaz what he owed. Interesting. There is nothing lower or more despicable in the world of boxing than a boxing promoter who allows a fighter to put their health and safety on the line in boxing event so that the promoter has the chance to make tremendous profits only to later renege on paying the boxer following the event. Worse yet, Angle knew that Diaz and his representatives were concerned about this exact situation of Angle reneging on payment if the event was not a financial success. In the months and weeks leading up to the event, Fanmio, Angle, and the representatives initially lied to Diaz's representatives about having set aside the money to make the payments and the payments being guaranteed, going so far as to have their lawyer inform Diaz's representatives in writing that the money to pay Diaz was being held in an independent collection account. Unfortunately, Diaz has been given no choice but to now sue Fanmio and Angle to address their blatant breach of contract and fraud and recover the money Diaz is indisputably owed. So let's see how much money Diaz was awarded as well. He's just awaiting a judgment, but I think they came up with the number. It says, in 2023, Angle ensured Diaz's representative, Zach Rosenfeld, that he had the resources to pay for the event and that any payments due to Diaz would be guaranteed regardless of the financial performance of the event. So it says, in reliance on Angle's assurances on or about December 30th, 2023, Fanmio and Diaz entered into an event and promotion agreement whereby Fanmio guaranteed and promised Diaz that he would be paid a total sum of $10 million for his boxing and marketing services in connection with the event, with $1 million paid up front and the remaining $9 million paid immediately following the event. In entering the agreement, that's kind of crazy though, right? $1 million paid up front and $9 million after. I mean, I guess it's nice that he gave him $1 million up front. I don't know. But just with the power of hindsight, it's like that's kind of, I don't know. He did the same thing to Masvidal. What did he do to Masvidal? Purse of $6 million with an increase of $7 million. So he keeps doing these weird ass little things. But all Masvidal was ever paid to was $1 million with a $150,000 advance. And Nate's saying he only got paid $1 million too, right? I mean, we're gonna finish reading this. But what up, boys? Scott, what up, homie? What time's the live stream this Saturday? I think it's normal timing. Okay, so what, the main card starts? Do prelims start at 4 p.m.? I think it's better if we go to UFC.com. Prelims start at 1 p.m. Pacific. And let's see. To answer your question, Scott, I know where you're going with this. You know what? I'll probably start early, but we won't watch the first fight. I'm actually intrigued about this Ozmat Bekaev versus Yusri Bulgari. I'm going to go Bekaev, for anyone wondering. So yeah, I'll be streaming the whole thing pretty much. Just not going to do this first women's one. You feel me? You boys feel me. But like Drew Dober, like Prepolik, okay. Danny Barlow, okay. Bruno Silva, Hung Sung Park, mid. See what Park can do. Jourdain Davy Grant, not bad. Frivola Nelson, I'm intrigued. Gibson Arichi Lang, mid. Jasmine Manone, I'm actually intrigued, believe it or not. I was one of Jasmine's first interviews, like years ago. My boy Andrew, LFG Go. Shout out Andrew. Thank you for the donation, brother. Love you, brother. I was just telling the boys we're streaming after the first fight on Saturday. So what, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Tap in 1:30 p.m. Pacific if you're off, Andrew. Marlon Vera, Ayman Zahabi. I'm intrigued. Kevin Holland versus Jake Matthews, a.k.a. Mike Malott. I'm fucking intrigued, bro. I'm intrigued. DeRitter versus Allen. I'm very intrigued. This is actually not a bad card at all. I look forward to it, boys. Let me know your picks and shit. Andrew Tate versus Chase DeMoor and Misfits. Yeah, Scott. Andrew Tate and Chase and Misfits, bro. I'm actually looking forward to this one too, honestly. It's gonna set up Tate versus Till, hopefully. These guys made way more than they did in the UFC in one fight. Those tickets barely sold at like $30 each. Really, Jew? They sold at $30? I mean, they did have the event packed. That's what this complaint is saying. It's a good card. I'll definitely tap in with you. Hell yeah, Scott. Let's go. Okay, so let's kind of resume this real quick because I'm kind of peaked. I don't get to hear all this info when I read the MMA fighting articles. So like my interest is peaked right now. Let's just kind of like dig through the financials. So yeah, the event was originally scheduled for March, but then it got pushed back to June. Once again, April 30th, guaranteeing payouts. Angle provided promises in writing. Angle and the representatives expressly represented that the money to pay Diaz had already been deposited in an independent third-party collection account managed by Salford Corporate Services. So even before the event took place, regardless of the ticket sales, this dude was promising that he had the money. How the fuck did he have the money? Like, who is Angle? What kind of businessman is he? Having upwards of like 6 million plus 10 million, like 16 million, like liquid is crazy. 16 million liquid is crazy, you know, boys? So it says, on May 12, 2024, Fanmio and Angle's lawyer who is also an officer and owner of Salford, sent an email to Diaz's attorney, Sam Awad, copying Angle and Rosenfeld, stating that regarding your inquiries relating to funds, please be informed that as a matter of course, our firm does not furnish letters concerning our clients' funds to external parties unless they are required under agreements governing the relationship between our client and such third party. However, our firm can confirm that either directly or through Salford Corporate Services, Inc., it has received from and for Fanmio amounts in excess of $8,500,000 for the Fanmio bouts. Okay, so I was saying 16 million liquid. He had 8,500,000 liquid. Diaz would have never participated in the event if his representatives had not received the foregoing assurances from Fanmio and Angle via their attorney. I mean, 8,500,000 isn't even Diaz's full purse, let alone fucking Masvidal's. So I don't know. That seems like a red flag off the bat. On May 13th, 2024, Rosenfeld spoke about concerns about Fanmio and Angle paying Diaz. Angle told Rosenfeld that you have nothing to worry about. Nate is getting paid. Rosenfeld replied, stating, we just want to make sure you are not counting on event proceeds as the only way to get it since I am projecting us to come in low. Interesting. Angle responded, stating, don't worry, Nate is going to be fine. I have said that to you from the start. Oof. So even Diaz was projecting low numbers. Diaz's camp was projecting low numbers. And they're like, look, buddy, like you got to have this cash beforehand. And all Angle did was promise, despite only having 8.5 mil in the account. Of course he's relying on proceeds. It's written right here. Where's the other fucking basically 7.5 million gonna come from? He's banking on the event being a smashing hit, which I guess it ended up being. Thoughts on BKFC screwing over Frankie Edgar? More info has come out. Yeah, we can look into that. I saw it, Scott, and I feel like it was shady for BKFC. I don't like when these guys do that. That's what Jake Paul's doing with Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman. They don't belong fighting. They're trying to use their names to build up their event. But at the same time, it's like, well, I think they blamed it on pay-per-view sales, right? So they pulled them themselves. BKFC pulled him. He wasn't medically pulled, right? If he was medically pulled, I wouldn't have much to say. But if they brought him on the card, used his name to sell tickets, and then apparently he didn't sell enough tickets, according to them, and that was their reasoning for pulling him from the card, I don't know. Do we really think Frankie Edgar sold a bunch of tickets and everybody wanted to tap into a Frankie Edgar fight in 2025? Like, what are we talking about? I don't know how many tickets Frankie would have even sold in the first place. Like, ain't nobody paying to watch Frankie. BKFC's a bigger product at this point, if you ask me. And Frankie should never have said yes. He doesn't belong in there. Like, BKFC, like, dude, this shit's it gets to a point, boys. It gets to a point. We got Silva versus Weidman coming up. Like, it gets to a fucking point. I posted Silva Weidman just because it's Silva Weidman. But if it was like some other, like, whatever, I might not even post it. Oh, in the weeks leading up to the event, Diaz's reps were concerned about Fanmio and Angle's efforts to generate pay-per-view sales, including failing to contract with the key players in the pay-per-view market. Yeah, Scott, I saw Frankie went on his podcast saying he passed all the medicals. That's why I'm pretty sure BKFC pulled him. And so I guess BKFC, I'm just going off the top of my head here, what I just like see at like a fucking glance. But I guess BKFC brought Frankie on the card with a condition of ticket sales, meaning like if he could deliver a certain amount of ticket sales to the event, he could stay on the card. And then he didn't deliver on that, so then they pulled him. I don't know if Frankie claims he met his obligation with the ticket sales or what, but like that's the story, right? I don't know why you would book a fight with a 50-50 chance that it happens on a stupid ass stipulation that he sells enough fucking tickets. Like Jimmy Rivera's training his ass off with a caveat that his opponent might not be able to fight him because he doesn't sell enough tickets. Like, what the fuck? What, like, imagine like waking up in the morning being like believing Frankie Edgar is going to sell enough tickets. I mean, clearly Frankie Edgar didn't sell enough tickets. Frankie wrong for taking the fight. BKFC wrong for giving him the fight, for pulling him, like for everything. But do I think in hindsight it's best for Frankie's health that he didn't fight? 100%. I was not looking forward to seeing him getting knocked the fuck out by Jimmy Rivera. I mean, it's Jimmy Rivera, so who the fuck knows? Anyway, a little bit more on this. June 21st, Rosenfeld pressed Angle on what his plan was if the pay-per-view underperformed, going so far as to say, "You do realize no matter what, you owe Nate $9 million on the Friday after the fight." Angle assured Rosenfeld that Fanmio and Angle had no concerns about the financial performance of the event. Angle told Rosenfeld that, "Don't worry, I pay everybody. Nate will be paid. I don't have the contract in front of me, but yes." Angle told Rosenfeld during the call that he had a net worth of $80 million in an apparent effort to further comfort Rosenfeld that Diaz would be fully paid. Claims an $80 million net worth. We're learning so much. On May 14th, Schwedel sent a letter on behalf of Fanmio complaining that Diaz had failed to perform certain promotional obligations in connection with the event. On June 14th, Diaz's lawyer responded to Schwedel's letter denying that Diaz had failed to perform any promotional obligations. On Sunday, Schwedel replied to Reynolds' letter again, stating that Diaz had not complied with certain promotional obligations. So here's seems to be where the legal games started taking place as far as Angle not wanting to pay him and shit. Maybe. Oh wow, so June 23rd, Rosenfeld called Angle to let him know that he thought serving a legal letter on a Sunday was a cheap, deliberate effort to create frustration within the Diaz camp, and the contents of the letter were ridiculous. Rosenfeld again demanded assurances from Angle that Diaz would be fully paid if he complied with the promotional obligations during fight week. Angle said that Rosenfeld was being ridiculous, and "I am not going to stiff Nate Diaz, but Nate has to understand how vital fight week promotion is." But nothing, bro. But nothing. Rosenfeld assured Angle that throughout Diaz's career, he has always been fully compliant with media activities during fight week, and this would be no different. Fanmio intended to fully pay Diaz and had no intention of deducting any amount from payments guaranteeing to Diaz. Quote, "There is no intention of making deductions to my client's payments as a result of the allegations in your letter. My client intends to perform all agreed promotional obligations, but it is critical that Fanmio be clear about its expectations for fight. Oh my God. Fanmio to be clear about its expectations for fight week, and the parties agreed on a promotional schedule. I'm hopeful everyone can work cooperatively towards a very successful event. So here's, oh my goodness. Okay, so following the event, Diaz looked forward to being paid what he had rightly earned and what he had been repeatedly promised and guaranteed by Fanmio and Angle. Diaz was provided a check by Eric Botcher for Diaz's disclosed purse of $500,000, which had been disclosed to the California State Athletic Commission. However, later that night, Bodger asked for Diaz to return the check, stating that Fanmio preferred to just pay Diaz the entire guaranteed sum of $9 million by wire at one time. Diaz, in good faith, complied, expecting that Fanmio and Angle would make good on their numerous and repeated promises, guaranteeing his payment of $9 million. But remarkably, Fanmio and Angle have even reneged on paying Diaz the disclosed purse that was listed on a contract provided by the California State Athletic Commission. Diaz is informed and believes that Fanmio's and Angle's request to return the $500,000 disclosed purse was part of the fraud committed by Angle and Fanmio, who had already decided that very night. Angle uses Fanmio as protection for his personal resources. Fanmio was used as a sham to induce plaintiff to participate in a boxing match while placing his life and limb at risk. Having done so, Angle used the corporate form, knowing he would not pay what was due and owing as a means to protect himself with a corporate shell. Interesting. These documents are like repeating now. Oh, because it's account breach of contract, fraud. Oh, so these are just the counts. I don't even know what that is. I'm trying to find how much Nate is owed. Okay, here it is. Final judgment. The court, having granted plaintiff Nate Diaz motion to confirm final arbitration award, hereby enters final judgment upon the final arbitration award as follows. It is ordered, adjudged, and decreed that judgment is entered in favor of plaintiff Nathan Diaz and against defendant Fanmio Inc. in the amount of $6 million on Diaz's claim for breach of contract. Defendant Solomon Angle shall be jointly and severally liable with defendant Fanmio Inc. for payment of $500,000 of the $6 million pursuant to the arbitrator's finding of alter ego. It is further ordered that defendants Fanmio Inc. and Solomon Angle are jointly and several liable to Diaz for payment of attorney fees in the amount of $297,813.65 and $51,747 as well. Post-judgment interest shall accrue on all unpaid amounts at the legal rate under Florida law from September 26, 2025 until paid in full. So he got to pay the interest too. What's this part about for $500,000 of the $6 million? Oh, so Solomon has to pay $500,000 out of pocket or something like that of the $6 million, and then Fanmio's liable for $5.5 million. So although Nate's gonna walk away with a total of $7 million if he gets paid everything, and his attorney fees are getting paid for, because Nate got paid $1 million up front. I guess he's not complaining about that, but he needed $9 million after the fight, got nothing. So now he's gonna get $6 million plus the $1 million he got up front, so a total of $7 million of the $10 million he was initially guaranteed. And he's just waiting on a final judgment for this. So Masvidal got 5, right? 5.3, plus other things too, like the judgment costs and all that stuff. I mean, he also got 1.1 million on top of that. So add that to it, 6.1. So what, like 6.4 million? 6.4 million Masvidal got in total, and Diaz got a total of 7 million. So Diaz only got like 600 bands more than Masvidal. Masvidal came out on top because he was promised 6 million. But he got a little bit more than that. He got 6.3 million. Or like I just said, 6.4. So that's this whole situation. That whole Fanmio situation. What percentage of his money did Edgar get? I don't think Edgar got paid. Or no, Edgar got paid. Frankie did get paid. You guys are curious about the Frankie Edgar situation? X might be better. So let's just listen to some of this.
There's more medicals for someone.
Okay,
Definitely.
and so
I was.
and he has to pass like tests and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
there's more medicals for someone in a high risk category than there is for a guy that's not in a high risk category, and he passed every medical.
I will be honest with you. I heard that his status on the card is up in the air. Is he fighting on Saturday?
We'll determine that later on today. There is a potential medical issue with him.
Okay.
And we're not exactly sure, and we will determine that later on today.
So you'll know for sure by
Yes,
the end of today.
by the end of
okay.
today.
What are you
Yep.
feeling? What are you thinking?
It's a coin toss.
Coin toss.
Yeah.
Is there a replacement on deck?
Yes.
Okay. Who is the replacement?
The replacement is a kid out of Montana that just won by knockout on the Sturgis card, Timmy Mason.
Okay.
Awkward, good puncher, rough, tough kid. It'll be a good fight.
If
Won't be obviously as big a name as Frankie
Sure.
Edgar, but definitely a very respectable fight.
if the Frankie fight doesn't go through, would you like to have him on, or would this in the future, or would this preclude him from fighting again in BKFC?
I really, really like Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
Like, I met him. He's a cool dude. He's real. He's one of the realest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
In
Legend.
in fighting. I mean, but being a legend, you would never know he's a legend by
Sure.
the way he acts. He's just awesome. So the answer is yes. We just want to make sure every obstacle is cleared.
Okay. You've got, and so we'll find out later today.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So no mention of like of ticket sales here, nothing. So there's this, but I think there is something on Instagram that Frankie posted. Champ and the Tramp, right? Champ and the Tramp.
A ton of fight outlets have reached out to you for comment. You really have been quiet about this whole thing. Can you talk about what happened at BKFC Newark?
Yeah, so I was supposed to fight, obviously, BKFC October 4th this past weekend. I got a week out from the fight, and we get an email, or my manager, Ali, gets an email from someone from BKFC stating that the owner of BKFC is leaving for Manchester. He doesn't have a phone on him. He can't call you, but he'll call you eventually. But in the meantime, his doctor recommended I don't fight based on my age, consecutive TKO losses, my layoff, and my record, which sounds fugazi. And that was before he even seen my medicals, this doctor, or anything, which is kind of crazy. And the fact that he set me up a week before the fight, obviously we signed the deal months ago. All those facts were known much before we signed that deal. And not to mention that I passed every single one of my medicals. Now, they did not send my medicals to the commission. And I'm talking to someone at the commission. He's like, we don't have your medicals. So like, what do you mean you can't fight? We don't have your medicals. They're the ones that, okay, the commission, right? I gathered all my medicals and I gave them to them. And actually, I got a call from someone there and they said, I had the doctor from the commission look at your medicals. And he's like, you look fantastic. That's what he said to me. This is recently. This is after I knew the fact I wasn't fighting. And he even said, he's like, I don't know if you're planning on doing anything, but you can tell your wife and family you got a clean bill of health if you chose to fight more. I'll be honest, I'm not thinking of that at all. Right. I'm so, this left such a bad taste in my mouth. Because, number one, I was not thinking about fighting. They came to me. I ignored them once. Then they come to me again. Then Ali talks with the owner. They come up with a deal. He gave me a number. It was a fucking pretty high number. I said no. They came back and gave me the number that I would do it for, which was a very significant amount of money, right? That's the only fucking reason I got off the couch. Now, granted, once we woke up the beast, that's all I wanted to do was fight. It wasn't about the money. I wanted to fight. But, I mean, I'm not going to do it for nothing either. So, now, why did they do this to me? Now, I could speculate. Either they knew this from the get-go, which I don't want to say that, but who knows? You know what I mean? Now, in retrospect, I look back like they took forever to get my medicals done. They were trying to tell me I had to go to New York to get my medicals. But I'm like, what do you mean I have to go to New York? I've been getting my medicals 20 years. The fight's in New Jersey, number one. And I've been getting my medicals 20 years in New Jersey for every fight I have ever done anywhere. Or they didn't sell enough tickets. Let's get one of the highest paid guys on the card and get him off the card. We don't have to pay him. Or they lost like a sponsor. These are all speculations.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room a little bit. A lot of people.
So it had to do with the fact that, it sounds like they promised him too high of a person. They didn't want to pay it. Genuinely speaking. It sounds like Feldman called medical injury in disguise of the real reason, which was he doesn't want to pay this purse. Frankie just said he initially said no. They didn't want to take no for an answer. They gave him an even bigger deal. Why would you pay so much money to Frankie Edgar? Like, Frankie's not going to sell. I just got done telling you guys that. So it's not like Frankie promised. See, I told you, I was just kind of following this from like an earshot. I thought maybe like there's a stipulation of how many sales Frankie could bring in. But no. They promised Frankie a lot of money. Sales under-delivered for the event. I'll speculate that. And they pulled off the highest paid guy on the card. That makes sense to me. But the crazy thing is they used his name to sell tickets in the first place. Frankie Edgar, the biggest name on that card. Right? Or at least one of the. This is the only one I knew that was fighting. I don't know who the main event is or anything.
I thought BKFC had something. Like, I was like, wow, this is pretty entertaining. They got something. But not if they treat fighters like this, bro.
Agreed.
Because I'll tell you what, fighters out there, beware.
I'm glad you're speaking out. I'm glad you didn't go away quietly because people want to know. As soon as they were putting promotional stuff out without your face on it, people were hitting me up like,
it's just shady, bro.
Yeah.
That's shady.
Yeah.
And look, it's the fight game. I mean, we should know this shady shit happens. But I would say, you never heard any stories of like this in the UFC. And if you heard stories of like this in the UFC probably wouldn't be where it is today. So I'm just saying, I don't know what BK is going to do, but this ain't a good look, bro. And honestly, I want to be more mad and more pissed off about it, but I just can't let it consume me that much. But, like, yo, you guys dogged me in my home fucking state. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. Like, that's fucked up if you think about it.
Absolutely.
Like, they came to me. I did everything they wanted to, by the way. I went to every fucking promotion. I hosted a fucking watch party. I went to the Devils game. I did podcast after podcast promoting the fight.
We missed the podcast because you had to go to Prudential on a Tuesday and promote it.
Yeah, so I've been doing everything for them. So that's. I thought BKFC had something. Like
I thought BKFC had something too. I think Frankie Edgar's keeping it a buck. I didn't want to see him fight. I'm actually glad he didn't fight. Although it sucks that he had all that shit kind of like taken away, like this big purse. He trained and all that stuff. For his health, I'm happy he didn't fight. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. But yeah, I mean, BKFC definitely didn't pull him over health. They pulled him. I'm gonna speculate. They pulled him over financials. Like he said, bro, he turned down an offer, and you already know these guys. They're like, all right, let me give you more money. Like, no, he can't turn me down. Like, here's another $1 million. Like, it's like, oh my god, bro. You made a your mouth wrote a check, your ass couldn't cash, brother. That's what it was. Your mouth wrote a check, your ass couldn't cash, Feldman.
Now, they're paying me something, pretty much, so I don't sue them. If they do pay me. If they don't pay me, I'm going to be suing them. They're paying me something.
This was my question. I know he got paid. They're saying he got paid. I mean, clearly it's not going to be the full amount, right? Especially for what I'm speculating, right? Why would you pay the guy the full amount and for him not to even fight?
Something. Obviously not my purse. They're paying me something.
Obviously not his purse.
To kind of compensate me for my training camp and whatnot. Do I want to sit there and sue them for my whole purse? I mean, I could do that, but then who knows what's going to happen. So I'm not going to sit there and bash them because I did agree to this deal that we did, right? I came to terms with it. So either, in my mind, though, I could sit there and go to court with these people. Who knows what's going to happen. Or
he says, but I did agree to this deal. Was there a caveat in this deal that they could pull him? See, he goes, I signed this deal. So, but if they breached the contract, if it was bad faith, bad business practice, that's definitely worth suing over. You know? This shit happens in real estate, I heard. Like, if you sign a deal to buy a house and you pull out of the contract to buy the house, it's gotta be because there's a serious issue with the home. Like, once you sign a deal, bro, you can't just pull out of it for no reason. There's certain loopholes, and that's what I'm wondering. Maybe there is a loophole that Feldman exhibited here.
just get a...
But even if Feldman claimed, like, pulled, okay, yeah, for his health loophole, Frankie just said he passed all of his tests. So where is it? Where's the doctor that said he shouldn't fight? I guess they just paid a doctor to come in and say that. Hey, boss, are you sure the Andrew is fighting? Angel Castro. Shout out Angel Castro. You're my brother, bro. My last name's Castro. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Andrew's fighting. Pretty damn sure Andrew's fighting. Mirror UK, a legit news website, and then it also got picked up by other legit news websites. Hope he sues. I mean, he probably should sue, bro. Sounds like there might have been a clause, though, that he knows Feldman took on. Yeah, it just has to be a percentage.
At least something for my time.
You came to terms with it because it's best case scenario.
Right.
It's not what
yeah,
you
it's
wanted.
not what I wanted. No,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Not what I wanted. But I mean, what am I going to do? Sit there and fight tooth and nail with these people and maybe get who knows what I'm going to get? To me, I felt like this. No matter what scenario went down, people are going to say, and even still, even after this explanation, people are going to say, yo, you weren't fit to fight. That's what they're going to say. You were medically not fit to fight. That's going to be the narrative. Honestly, I really don't give a f***. Because the people that I know, that know me, knows I was ready to go. Yeah. I passed every f***ing medical. And honestly, thinking about it now, it's like I haven't got any of these medicals since my fight. I just got a clean bill of health. I'm good to go. Now, they're paying.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna hold it back on Frankie saying he's like, he can't fight and all this stuff. But man, like, I am a little bit concerned. But Frankie's saying, you know, clean bill of health and all that. So, okay, Frankie, okay. Like, I'll give it to you. You look like you're in shape. You look like you've been on some testosterone or something, but I'm not judging. You're old enough to be on that shit. That's going to be sick, bro. I think Andrew Tate is actually pretty good at boxing. Yeah, we should watch some Tate boxing highlights. We'll put some on in a second. But I was going to say about Frankie... Oh, we just saw with the Nate Diaz and Masvidal situation. Although this was just flat out non-payment and shit. But, you know, with the Masvidal Diaz situation, maybe you can sue. You know, that's a good example of some people who just recently won. Maybe it is worth it. Because if you win, you're also suing him for the lawyer fees and all that shit. So, like, if you win, it's like winner take all. Tate should beat Chase easily. Yeah, we're gonna compare their skills. Give me a second, we'll pull it up. But I want to look at something else. I saw something on. Yeah, I just want to see here. This article that was written. Just to see if there's anything I missed. Jew, I got a random question for you if you're listening. How'd you like the energy on the podcast yesterday before it went down? Was it okay? Was the podcast like, you know what I'm saying, Jew? Let me know your thoughts. You like the Wednesday show? You know what I'm saying? Give me your thoughts. You like the solo streams? I'm just curious. You be watching both, so I want to know your thoughts. Okay, so let's look at this. During BKFC 82 fight week, announced that Frankie Edgar wouldn't be making his walk on October 4th after initial comments regarding a potential medical issue. I mean, Frankie emphatically denies that. Feldman later spoke about this in more detail, telling MMA Fighting that his medical team didn't want the fight to compete. So it's like he paid him. This is like what they do in court and shit like that. They just pay doctors to come in and say what they want them to say. Feldman stating that he wasn't sure whether Edgar would want to fight for them again due to being upset at the promotion. The UFC legend recently told his side of the story. So we looked at all this. I'm just curious if there's more info. The MMA veteran did say that he's being paid a portion of his purse despite not fighting, admitting that suing the promotion for his full money was a consideration. You know, sounds crazy, but I kind of want to see Frankie in there now. All right, Drew, solid. I've just been wondering what you guys think of both styles. So we'll keep it going then. Let's see here. Is the guy Tate is fighting a pro fighter? I mean, he's like a Jake Paul type deal. Like, he's becoming like kind of like skilled in shit, you know? Oh, by the way, just a side note, Jew, I'm thinking about getting another guy on too. Maybe we could run like 3 people. So stay tuned. We might do like another couple guests for the Wednesday show. Poor Frankie, poor little Frankie. Shout out James. What up, James? My boy James. Everybody welcome James. So yeah, we covered it all with Frankie. Low key though, I'm gonna be like not gonna lie at all. I feel like I want to see him fight now. I know what I was saying a second ago. Give him the right matchup, I'd be down to see him fight. But boy, if he gets knocked the fuck out, I'm gonna be real sad. Like Frankie versus Jeremy Stevens, that's bad, right? We can't do that. That should be illegal. Jimmy Rivera was the perfect opponent. Too bad BKFC couldn't sell enough tickets, allegedly. Hey, Soda Pop. What up, Soda Pop? We got everybody in the chat today. Let's go. Okay, so I think I said we're going to look at Andrew Tate, right? Andrew Tate boxing highlights. He has no chin, though. Yeah, that's the problem. He does have no chin. That's why I like, worry about him. All I think about is, like, the Frankie Edgar, Brian Ortega knockout. That uppercut from hell. Andrew Tate. I don't know, boxing? No, we need video. I'll just pull it up on YouTube if I have to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. What do we think? Wait, hold on. Let me read the chat real quick. Just Soda Pop saying, knocked unconscious by Brian Ortega. Imagine that. Brian Ortega's first and last fucking knockout, huh? He never had much power in MMA. Yeah, Frankie nor Brian had much power, I would say. Frankie just had those wars against Gray Maynard early on. Frankie, when he was young, was like a stud, but as he got older and dropped down weight classes, it was just a lot to handle. A lot to handle for Frankie. He was always like the small guy in the big weight class. It was just a lot to handle once the sport kind of evolved a little bit more. But Frankie, at one time, he was one of those guys, man. Like, he would just always defeat all the odds. That's why people love Frankie. Stack the odds against Frankie, he's going to walk out with the dub. That was young Frankie. Gym Wars, though. Gym Wars, you know? Like, I'm sure he flexed that muscle in the gym a little bit too much, too. You know what I mean? And he didn't realize, like, damn, like, this shit's going to wear off quick. Kind of like Floyd Mayweather's fucking uncle. I heard Jake Paul's fighting Tank Abbott. Dude, that's his next fucking one. Jake Paul's next fight is going to be Mark Coleman, bro. Mark Coleman going to come out of fucking the hospital bed to fight Jake Paul. Please, dear Lord, don't let that happen. All right, let's just peep a little bit of highlights, but keep the comments coming, boys.
Come on, straight back up. Straight back up. 5, 6, 7, up, 8, 9, 10. Back in. Minute and a half left.
Take out the bruise under his eye. A nice jab.
Fine. Dude, that's tired.
I think that'll work against Chase DeMoor. Those defenses right there. That
Guard the
little.
left side of your face before you're wide open.
I'm not lying. I think that'll actually work against Chase. A real good boxer, I would say no.
1 minute left.
Tate is decent with it.
Get up.
What do we think?
Get
Oh!
up. Go.
Tate got a good pace to him. Dude, he's fucking up Chase DeMoor. But let me see Chase DeMoor's little highlights after this. Ooh, nice jab. Little head movement.
30 seconds.
He got that Yuri Prohaska stance though, right? Right, James?
Get back up. You're dropping because you're
Little
tired.
hands
Don't tire
down.
yourself.
He kind of fights like Yuri. Tell me this man doesn't fight a little bit like Yuri.
Straight back up.
Just a little bit.
15 seconds.
Ooh.
10 seconds.
You can almost train for him though. Like if I was Chase DeMoor and I watched this, it's like okay, Tate he throws a 2, and then he tends to do this, right, and back away. So you got to find the angle, right? Maybe angle off into him as he tries to turn away. But that's a little bit predictable. Like if I was a coach, I would already be like, all right, bro, he throws the 2, okay, and expect this defense. Like you got to catch him here. Like this is where you catch him. So like that little defensive shoulder roll, like a backward shoulder roll, like you're supposed to shoulder roll with your jab hand. He throws the 2 in shoulder rolls. Interesting. Low hands and slow won't work against a pro, but it's Chase DeMoor now. Against Chase, yeah, but he's going to have to clean it up. Yeah, he's going to have to clean that up. I'm already picking it apart, and I'm not even a fucking like boxing instructor whatsoever. They should have put Tate against a older pro boxer. Yeah, you could do that too. I think Chase DeMoor is a good matchup though, because we kind of know him. He's that guy who got into it with Nate. Okay, let's see like Let's just pick apart some of Tate's tendencies, you know? That guy had a tank top on, so this is a new guy. Oh shit. Too bad he can't throw leg kicks, bro. Chase DeMoor would be fucked with kicks, let's be real. See, Tate has good educated body shots, though. You gotta give that to him. If Chase DeMoor wilts like that, he's in Andrew's fucking world.
Mr. Pretty.
You cannot shell up against Andrew. Ooh, I mean that's nice, man. That's good work. Let's not lie, right? That's good work right there.
Let's go.
That's good fucking work, dude.
Wait, you told me he was French earlier. I would have fucking. If you told me he was French, I would have hit him harder.
I mean, he could really fine-tune this though throughout camp. He got till December, 2 months. December 20th. This is going down. December 20th. I'm not gonna lie, that's good work. I would love to see him start dropping.
My Italian friend,
though.
Switzerland.
That's all we need, boys. 2.8 million views. Let's see.
Oh, Switzerland. Sorry, you're rich, huh? Colors your Bugatti. Hi. Come on, Thailand. 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 Come on, Thailand.
James, you think he's gonna beat up some Chase DeMoor though, or you think Chase DeMoor is gonna take that ass? I'll show you some DeMoor highlights right now. Okay, we saw this video. This is just another highlight video. James, you think he's gonna he finna get off all up in Chase DeMoor's ass or what? Or is Chase DeMoor finna get off all up in Andrew Tate's ass? You boys tell me. Who finna get off in whose ass? James, please tell me who finna get off in whose ass? And I would give shit, there's nothing I can really do, but if someone can name where that line comes from, it's MMA related. If anyone can name where that line comes from, who said this line, I'm finna get off all up in that ass. I want to know which fighter said this line. Doesn't have to, it could be an MMA fighter or a boxer. That's my biggest hint I could give you. I don't think anyone's gonna get it. But this is a classic line in one of the greatest fights in modern history. Here it is one more time. I'm finna get off all up in that ass. Who said it? Who said it? You guys, if nobody knows, let me know and I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who and what buildup it was. Andrew getting in the guts. Oof. Oof. Shout out to Kilo Roundtree reminiscing on Alex Pereira getting off all up in his guts. Kilo Roundtree reminiscing on when Pereira was digging in his guts. Not Rampage, James, not Rampage. But that's a good guess. That's it. You're on a good track. I said boxing too now. So I'm almost just steering you into that realm right now. With, Rampage in mind. Like, he will kiss him on the lips. Too good. Chase DeMoor definitely going to try to kiss Andrew Tate. Okay, let's look at Andrew Tate. Or sorry, Chase DeMoor. Wait. Pad work? No, we don't want to see this. This is just some poor kid getting his ass beat in a fucking in a fucking Venom fight kit. Oh my god. He's wearing a fight kit. I never thought I'd see the day of someone wearing a fight kit. By the way, boys, Ilia's wifey unfollowed him. There's some stuff we can look at. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone please tell me this isn't real. All right, I'm gonna spoil my one-liner, my classic one-liner that I love so much. Floyd Mayweather told it to Conor McGregor in the World Tour in the lead up to their fight. That was the one. He told Conor he was finna get off all up in that ass, and he did. Damn, this is terrible. This is terrible. Look at this fucking belly right here. It's also where Floyd told Conor he goes, you could go out on your face or you could go out on your back. You choose. You could go out on your face or your back. Too good. Mayweather got the classic trash talking, bro. You can't fucking match it. Till this day. Anything else from Chase DeMoor? Let's see.
Good opening round. And Knight's going to have to find some answers in between rounds. Way too much. Then they storm the ring. Hit him several times when he's down. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. We can't have this. We cannot have this.
Oh, and then he apologized.
Hey, Chase DeMoor, though, man, that is as low as you can get. Punching a man in his face multiple times while he's down. Yeah.
We're in store for some madness. This guy Chase
Good
DeMoor.
opening round. And Knight's going to have to find some answers in between rounds. And he's down. It's out of control. That is way too much. Then they storm the ring. Hit him several times when he's down. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
One tight on his leg. Just one.
We can't have this. We can't.
That was crazy work by Chase DeMoor there.
If I hit you against the law, are you a professional fighter?
You know he is.
Are you a registered fighter?
Why are you talking to me like as if I hit this guy?
I don't know. I don't know.
What has the power?
I would like to
Take the
talk to
fucking
boys.
power away from
I would like to talk to.
Okay, take the fucking power away from me.
None of that. Where am I that is none of that. Where am I that is none of that. Where am I that is none of that. Nah, you want to swing at me. Yeah, you want to swing at me. Where am I that is none of that.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell
Let me handle him. Let me handle him.
Try to get some sticks to you, brother. What a bro, you whack. Hey, buddy,
Back up.
That was crazy. This stream's gonna get demonetized if I play that clip. So there you have it with Chase DeMoor. This is against that dude, right?
Ahí está el episodio, 3 minutos. Le van a aplicar los...
You're kidding me.
Le van a aplicar los 10 segundos. Suela. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Le van a aplicar el conteo? Ya.
I got no faith in this man.
Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, you're getting on your knees, dog. You're getting on your knees.
Come on, buddy.
What are you doing?
Look at this guy's body.
What's going on? Hey,
It's a bad angle for Chase DeMoor's body.
Over. Oh my God.
Bro, Chase's fights are all bullshit. Every clip I've watched, I haven't seen anything real.
Break your knees. I like that. Oh, boy. 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 Break your knees. I like that. Oh, boy.
Or what? Or is he like undefeated? That is fucking terrible. You guys saw that? Mr. Belt to ass. Oh, please. Yeah, 4-2-1. Yeah, he had to have taken a loss. Oh, he started off his Misfits career fucking 0-4. But he's on a, I don't even know how you count this shit. So he lost his first 2 fights. Or went to a draw and lost his first, or no. Because exhibitions don't count on his record. So his first 2 boxing matches, he lost. Then he's on a 4-fight win streak right now. But he just went to a draw in September. All finishes. Tate has a real test in front of him. He sure does. If he doesn't have a good chin, Tate will KO him. All Tate has to do is push it into the later, like, last few rounds, and DeMoor is going to be flailing, just like we just saw. Guy was running. Not impressive exchange. His camp should teach him a basic pawing, jab, and overhand, and just hope he gets lucky and catches Tate. His best bet would honestly be just to keep it nice and like straight punches only. Just firing him off, you know? Just firing out punches. But if he actually tries to, like, technically fight Andrew Tate, I think he's going to exhaust himself faster. Because he doesn't have the technicalities. His best bet is to just wing punches and, like, hopefully rock Tate. Ilia Topuria's wifey, she don't follow him no more. Ilia's wifey don't follow him no more. So what do we make of this, boys? Look. She don't follow him no more. She don't follow him no more. Now, does Ilia follow her? He has to have seen that we've been posting about it. He's not. Oh, he is. He's still following her. I wonder if he did cheat on her then. She unfollowed him. Maybe he's trying to get her back. Who knows? Just a pure guess. I don't know if he can throw straight punches. Well, then Andrew Tate's going to be reading those overhands. You know what I mean? Like a book. Chase going to be read like a book in there. Both men could be read like a book. After like 2 rounds, you could pretty much like, you know what I mean? They're nothing crazy, these guys. Jake Paul would destroy Andrew Tate. What I get from this is I don't want to see Andrew Tate against Jake Paul. Jake Paul would destroy his ass. So bad. I mean, I would love to see Jake Paul versus Chase DeMoor just for the hell of it. Chase is young enough to take just a fucking beating from Jake. What else is in the news today? Oh, did you guys see this by chance? I don't know if you did. We gotta react to this, though. Let's just react to some of the things I posted over the last day or two. Here's Andrew, or not Andrew. Alright, moving off Andrew Tate. Here's Rampage Jackson crashing out on a restaurant owner. This guy asked about his son. Tank Abbott is drunk and ready to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul don't want to see Tank Abbott, though. Nah, Tank Abbott definitely lost it. I saw him on Joe Rogan's podcast recently. Complete shell of himself, bro. Tank Abbott ain't what you remember him in the pictures. Looks nothing like it. I think he died and came back to life like multiple times, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, is this restaurant owner trolling Rampage? Does he know Rampage's son? I don't fucking know. But peep this. Rampage literally crashes out on him.
Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Asking some shit like that. Why you asking some shit like that? Shut the fuck up, bro.
He go, where your son at?
Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Asking some shit like that. Why you asking some shit like that? Shut the fuck up, bro.
Interesting. Honestly, like, Rampage, like, look, they're all going in on Rampage. I see where son gets it from. Rampage is a straight-ass little kid. Damn, I used to like Rampage. Raja been taught well from him. Nice. Wonder where the anger problems stem from. Apple didn't fall from the tree. That shit stayed there. Like father, like son, like father, like son. Proud dad moment. Dude, that shit is so funny. The apple didn't fall from the tree. That shit stayed there. Oh my god. Can I pin this shit? I'll pin it on Instagram. That's too fucking good. Don't ever come back to my restaurant. I get Rampage being a little bit angry, especially happening on stream and stuff, but I mean, I don't know. Could be valid, could not be. It's all good. Brendan Allen doesn't think RDR's 4-fight win streak over Mearshart, Bo Nickel, Robert Whittaker, and Kevin Holland is impressive. Let's peep this.
I mean, it doesn't impress me. Like, maybe I'm hard to impress, but there's not one fight or one moment where you're like, oh man, like this guy's like crazy or he's something special. Like, he's tough, he's durable, his jiu-jitsu's not bad. But really, what else is there, to be honest? Like, I don't know, maybe you see something different than me, but I haven't seen anything where I'm just like, oh man, like he's something special, he's got that it. Maybe he has something that needs to be a little bit more pop. Like, it doesn't stand out to me, but hey, he's getting wins, you know, good for him.
Were you impressed with him? Well, it doesn't sound like it. You weren't impressed with his win over Bo Nickel, finishing him. I know, Nickel doesn't have a ton of experience MMA-wise, but what'd you think of that victory?
I mean, Bo will probably be good one day, right? But he's so young and so green in his MMA career. He's a great wrestler, but we know this isn't wrestling. And, yeah, it doesn't impress me because he's so green. Maybe
I will admit, I think that Brendan Allen also puts Bo in a fucking blender. Like a blender, bro. So, I mean, I'm gonna give him that Bo Nickel point. Robert Whittaker, Kevin Holland. Did Brendan Allen beat Kevin Holland? I think he did, didn't he? Brendan Allen beat Kevin Holland. Yeah, he beat him. But the part is that he contradicts himself. He says, like, basically, we'll get to it, but he says, like, Kevin Holland was at 185 and Mearshart beat at 185 Kevin Holland when Holland really belongs at 170. But Brendan Allen beat Kevin Holland at 185 too back in the day. So the Kevin Holland point, the Bo Nickel point, I don't think they really...
when he's get some more time, some more experience, and get to fully come into himself as an MMA fighter, it'll be different. But no, they just struck, and we know Bo's not a striker. I mean, DeRitter's not, I mean, it doesn't impress me. DeRitter's not a striker either, but he has more experience. So yeah, I wasn't really impressed by it, to be honest.
I don't want to discredit his wins, but when you look at the strength of schedule, like He got Kevin Holland at 85 when Kevin should be fighting at 70. He got a young Bo Nickel, and then he got Robert Whittaker like 24 fights into the UFC, right? So when you see that, do you think people are kind of getting an illusion there that he's actually more impressive than he is?
For sure. That's what I've been saying the whole time. It's not the Whittaker that fought like Yoel Romero or his come up where he was really at the top of his game. Bo Nickel, like you said, super green, super young in his career. Kevin Holland, I fought Kevin Holland when he was, coming off of Thiago Santos and my debut. So, he hasn't fought guys that are like young, hungry, guys that are even his size, guys that are, and most of the guys he fights, for the most part, are scared to go to the ground with him. So like they kind of act different. I think Whittaker was one of those guys, to be honest. By the time he found his timing, and Whittaker's not a striker either, but he has more. Built the confidence that he could stuff the takedowns. He was already too tired. Like for some reason, he was just too tired. I'm not that guy. I'm not scared to go to the ground with him. The thing with me is everything is on my time. I'm not on his time. But when we fight, everything's going to happen on my timeline, not on your timeline. So when I want to go to the ground, then we're going to go to the ground. If I don't want to go to the ground on your time, because he's probably going to shoot in the first. It could be the first 10 seconds. It could be in the first minute. But before 2.5 minutes of the first round, he's going to shoot. I promise you, he's going to shoot, and I'm going to stuff it, and I'm going to continue to beat him up and make him pay for it. But again, to answer your question, yes, I definitely think everyone's building this hype and this false sense of he's something that he isn't. He isn't this guy. He's not that guy. Like he hasn't had a guy put it on him for real, like, and him have to take it and withstand it. He's just not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not built like me. Like he's not built. He's just not built. We're not built the same.
UFC. How do Rob Whittaker and Kevin Holland feel if he's disrespectful to him?
Not good, I imagine. You should take it up with them.
Yeah, he should take it up with them.
UFC.
What was I going to say about Brendan Allen?
Built the confidence that he could stuff the takedowns. He was already too tired. Like, for some reason, he was just too tired.
He says he hasn't had someone put it on him for real. I mean, if anybody saw that Anatoly Malikin fight, the dude got his ass fucking beat. So he has had somebody put it on him for real. He retired after that, but it was obviously, I think, in hindsight, just to get out of the contract. But yeah, this one he got his ass beat. Oh, not once, but twice. This was for 3 rounds, though. Still got stopped. So he has had it put on him. And this was at light heavyweight, 205 pounds. So I think he had to put it on. I think he had it put on him for real. Can Brendan Allen put it on him as much as Malikin did? I don't know. Let's see. I think Brendan Allen might be one of his tougher fights to date in the UFC. In my opinion, aside from Robert Whittaker, it's Brendan Allen, the toughest fight he's faced. I think obviously Mearshart, Holland, and Nickel, we can all agree that Allen is a step above these guys. I don't know what everybody's saying here, though. They're going, bro got smoked by Chris Curtis. I mean, I think he beat Chris Curtis, right? Oh, no, he did get smoked by Chris Curtis. On 1 year, RDR got ranked at number 4, and Allen wasn't ever close on all his years in the UFC. Does have a bit of a point. Sure, he dominated Bo, who was supposed to be the next big thing, and the only big name he fought was Rob that ended in a decision. See what I mean? But it is still somewhat impressive he gets the win with his style of fighting. Love his salty attitude. I wish they would go full into it. Yeah, because he's been dominating. RDR but buy whatever he wants, even though I just want one American champ. Brendan is not winning with this attitude. LMFAO, he crumbles to 4 good knees to the body. Classic Allen. Allen's been this way about DDP too. Whittaker dropped him and RDR fought back from adversity. Brendan quits the moment things get hard. What? I don't know too much about RDR. Maybe a little too rigid to bang with the elite, but I believe he's still up there by comparison to his competition. This is the same dude that lost to Chris Curtis. He's got that long-ass head. Oh, my God. Okay, we're done with the comments here. We're done with them. Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman. You know, fuck this fight. Fuck everything it stands for. But I still posted it. It is what it is. Little flashback. This fight right here, my world was off its tilt for the fucking rest of the night and the next day. I was the biggest Anderson Silva fan back in the day. This shit fucked me up. Then the broken shin, so shout out Silva. Okay, let me go this, and then I got actually something else for Brendan Allen. He addresses the whole Killcliff narrative. I mean, should I just go into that real quick? Let's just go into that. Brendan Allen addresses the Killcliff narrative. I got some wild bookmarks too. You know, this is stupid.
Ay, André, ay, André.
Son sementes de whatever.
Ay, André, ay, André.
Son sementes de whatever.
Ay, André, ay.
Looks like you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. I don't even understand this joke. Jalen Turner's out of retirement, boys. Who should Jalen Turner fight? He just confirmed it. I'm just waiting on the call. He should fight a ranked lightweight. Jalen Turner versus Mauricio Ruffy. Run it. Jalen Turner versus Grant Dawson. Jalen Turner versus BSD. Jalen Turner versus Chandler. Run it. We all know what happened with Turner and Moicano. Turner versus Fiziev. Bro, Turner is still up there with the best, man. Definitely glad to see him coming back. Alright, let me see. We're going to do Muhammad Ali Act 2. This was a funny ass thing. Let's debookmark this. Check this out. Ruby Rose being accused by fans of being paid by Noni Maduke for escort services through Maybach May after Sweetie was just exposed for being an international escort and visited a Chelsea FC game for Jadon Sancho. These girls, man. I don't even know where I want to start with these bookmarks. It's actually... I remember what I was going to. Brendan Allen. Okay, so Brendan Allen talks about his, you know, leaving Killcliff, RDR taking his spot, so to speak, Allen being the top dog before he left. Like, just listen to this, because this is part of the fight buildup right here. As you guys know, Robbie Lawler was in Brendan's corner for his last fight. Now Robbie Lawler is going to be in RDR's corner. So there's some fucking beef here between you know, gym member and former gym member.
Can I ask, like, how familiar were you with him? Because I know he hasn't been in that team forever. Like, he's not, like, been there for years and years and years. But you were there for a long time. I know you when you told me last time there was no bad blood, you just wanted to change the scenery and kind of just switch things up. And it obviously paid off, you know, working with the team in Chicago. So, like, how did you know him at all? Did you train with him at all? Because I know, I'm sure you've heard what he said, or maybe you haven't heard what he said.
I don't know what he said. What did he say?
He said that like, you know, you didn't want to train with him, basically, is more or less what he said. You didn't have any interest in training with him.
Yeah, that's exactly right. For me, I have enough friends in this division. I have guys that I won't fight unless they say my name. If they say my name, then we're going to get it. And they all know that from the very beginning. And for gold, I'll fight anyone in the world. So with that being said, yeah, I'm not your friend. Don't want to be your friend. I'm not going to disrespect you. If you disrespect me, then we'll have that problem. I'm not going to help you. I don't want your help for me. It's kind of the way I looked at it. I know eventually we were going to fight because I had been asking him for him since he comes to the UFC. So before he was even training there, and then to be honest, like I got asked for every like middleweight they wanted to come to our gym. I was asked, "Hey, you cool with it?" Like Imavov came to the gym. They asked me before we were supposed to even fight. I was like, "Yeah, for sure, it'd be cool. Have a new look." Then we fight. He stayed where he was at, and then after he was like, "Hey man, do you mind if I come?" The team even asked me, "Hey, do you mind if I come?" Nah, cool. I appreciate the respect. Never was asked nothing for him. Never. So I was like, all right, well, fuck me. Well, fuck you too. How about that? So not towards him, but towards whoever made that call. Yeah, it is what it is.
I know there's a big team down at Kill Cliff. Did it just kind of bug you that like you've been there and other times they'd approach you and this time they just didn't even bother to ask?
Yeah, it did. But I'm also, I don't know, man. To be honest, when you've been around the game a long enough time, you kind of expect certain things from certain people, and you just learn people are people. Like they're gonna do what they want for the most part. Majority of them are gonna do what benefits them in the long run. And it is what it is. Like it's business. So yeah, I just try to keep it as just that. It is what it is. You expect certain things from certain people. Even if you don't expect it, you just kind of let it roll off. So this is kind of one of those things. It is what it is. You know, they kind of, some people have said like, oh, well, he moved his whole family down here. Well, it's not my problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my problem. As insensitive or however that you want to classify that, but that's not my problem. So to me, I was the king of that gym, you know, or one of them, if not the top dog. I was one of the damn top dogs. And, you know, whatever. Business move for them is what it is.
Yeah, I think I like Pacquiao, but like I was gonna make sure he took them tests. Like it was gonna have to be them tests was gonna be taken. I wasn't gonna fight him without making sure he was like doing the tests and everything was like straight for.
Do you think in your prime, if you were to fight Pacquiao in his prime, how would that go?
I think I was smoking Pacquiao. I
In
think
his prime?
yeah, I think I like Pacquiao, but like I was gonna make sure he took them tests. Like it was gonna have to be them tests was gonna be taken. I wasn't gonna fight him without.
Please, bro. Prime Pacquiao would probably smoke you. Alright, that's all. That's all for today's stream, I think, boys. I was just saying, because I was muted a second ago, we'll do the Muhammad Ali act tomorrow. I got a bunch of bookmarks on it. A lot of people reacting to it. I'm sure I'll get a few more bookmarks tomorrow. What the California State Athletic Commission unanimously voting to pass it means, right? Because everybody's talking about how the CSAC voted for it to, you know, go through, but they don't, like, what does that mean? So we'll talk about what it means. Oscar De La Hoya's clapback. Luke Thomas posting some things about it. For example, new TKO contracts have a clause where if you are fired for cause or breach, there is a 1-year non-compete. The older contracts had this, but it's standard now. This is the holdup involving Andrade. Interesting. To be balling, you got to be all in, boys. You got to be all in. Oh, this had to do with the Netflix deal. We could look at this tomorrow, too. Why the Netflix deal didn't happen. Apparently, they were close. Ari Emanuel reveals. And then this is the this is another article I've been seeing. So This one and this one as well. We got a lot of articles. Ariel got a tweet about it. We got a lot of stuff. This. Oh, last thing. We'll look at this one. Sean Strickland, I guess, started bringing a gun to Extreme Couture after him and Kamzat got in a argument on a group chat. This is what Kamzat said. When we used to train together, he was normal. Well, one time I got angry with him. Next day, he was walking around with the gun. He thought I'll attack him. We had a group chat from our gym. There was one guy from Chechnya in it. He wrote something. I thought all Chechens are strong, and I wrote him back, "You're American chicken. I'll beat you up." He later said that I misunderstood him. That's all that really happened. I spoke English badly at that time. I couldn't tell you what exactly happened. So yeah, Strickland carrying the strap to Extreme Couture after his argument with Kamzat. He didn't want to get caught lacking by the Chechens. That's the news for the day, boys. That's the news. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out all you boys. Shout out all you boys. No breaking news on X before I sign off, though. Let's just see. Yep, Jalen Turner out of retirement. I'm going to post that tonight, too. This guy used to be fighting this weekend. He got KO'd by Pereira. Now it's his training partner. That's bad. Seriously, though, Oscar, you should have never sold the fucking ring to Turkey, bro. That was a scumbag move now, looking back on it. Hey, whoever fucks with Youngboy, you gotta vibe with me on this one. Youngboy performing I Hate Youngboy, I think in like Chicago or something. Academics goes, on second thought, I call the mayor too. This oh my god, I almost fucking read that. This did a demonic power up and violated hella blank. You ain't performing this twice, holy. Jose Miguel Delgado next week. Who's he fighting? Who's he fighting? I'm gonna look it up, but Soda Pop can probably tell me faster than I pull it up. I know who he's fighting, but I fucking... Yeah, Nathaniel Wood. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. Big step up in competition, right? Big step up. Nathaniel coming off a win over Morgan Charrier. That wasn't a bad win. 2-fight win streak. Wins over Charles Rosa, Charles Jourdain, Andre Fili. Come on now. Daniel Pineda was 28-15. Let's go. Everybody support Jose Miguel Delgado next weekend. That's who we riding with. We riding with Jose Miguel Delgado. That's our guy. Love ya. Love ya, Jose. Love ya, Jose. What was I just on, though? Oh, this. Young Boy performing I Hate Young Boy. Apparently, this is a demonic power. This is hilarious. I mean, not that it's a demonic power, but that academics called it out. Play this twice. It's too good. With my young boy fandom. All right, let's keep scrolling though, just to see if there's anything. Shout out this guy. I am Saturday. I fuck with Saturday. He has some good breakdowns and shit. He's a diehard fan. I fuck with Saturday. All right, that's it, boys. That's the show. We will watch this tomorrow. I'm intrigued on this shit. I'm gonna form an opinion. You know what I mean? I'm going to do more research. I'm going to come on here tomorrow with an opinion about this whole Muhammad Ali act. My opinion has been shifting, swaying a little bit. I got to hear what Oscar says. I want to hear what Eddie says. You know, I want to hear what a few guys have to say. Oh, this zesty ass dude, what the fuck is this? What's up with that shit, dude? Is that like cultural or like that's accepted in this culture or nah? That's some insanely zesty fucking hip movement, I'll tell you that. Look how he looks himself in the mirror. Oh my god, bro. Nah, there's no way. There's no fucking way, dude. We're done. We can't. That was insane. Oh, Homeboy's out this Saturday. This dude that everybody loves to post about because he looks like Ilia. Turkey Al Sheikh announces in partnership with DAZN that there will be no more pay-per-view pricing for all Riyadh season and ring events starting with the Ring IV on November 22nd. All events will be available for free for all DAZN subscribers. I have no idea if that's true or not. Oh, I guess this was old news. And I guess it wasn't true. Let's go, Bud. Shout out, Bud. One of the best boxers of today, honestly. Probably the best, bro. I know we don't got the numbers and maybe some of the gimmicks that Tank has brought to the table. But, I mean, he got the numbers as far as that record goes and wins go. And title wins go and fucking undisputeds go and all this fucking shit. The only thing you don't got Tank beat on is like pay-per-view numbers. But everything else you got Tank beat on. This is really the face of boxing right here. Tate coming off a draw and shit like that. Like, this is the face of boxing right here. Oh, so I don't even know what these beefs are, but it says YB waited to perform this in the city that a ninja got killed and got the killer on stage right next to him and dissed a N-word that's from that same city with thousands singing along to it. Youngboy performs Lil Durk diss I Hate Youngboy in Atlanta for the first time ever. I think this is where what's his name was murdered. King Von, right? Where's Lil Tim? Lil Tim is the killer. You guys know about this shit or no? This is just me. I get sucked into this every time it comes across my timeline. That's it for the stream today, boys. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. We'll be back tomorrow for a stream. Probably earlier, though, in the day. A little bit earlier in the day. Let's go. Welcome back to the UFC, Jalen Turner. Let's go, brother. All right. Peace out, boys. Peace out. Shout out everybody who tuned into the stream. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. Like the stream. Get the numbers up so more people can see it. All right, boys. Peace out. Peace out.